Yesterday, guys, in peace be upon you this morning. So in this video, we're going to learn how to configure EIGRP routing protocol. So EIGRP stands for Extended Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. It's a Cisco proprietary routing protocol. That means that it was specifically developed for Cisco devices. Okay. All right, so I'll open our Google spreadsheet. Let you know that video number 10, part 2, EIGRP. So EIGRP is still it's a dynamic routing protocol and a distance vector routing protocol. So EIGRP and RIP both are distance vector routing protocol. Okay, so I'll open our notepad to highlight the step that we're going to follow to achieve the objective. EIGRP configuration. Draw the necessary topology, decorate and comment. So you can see I drew a topology using 4 routers. And I used specifically 2911 routers. And you can see my connection. Gig 00 on this router, to gig 00 on this one, this one. That one. So make sure that you use 2911 router and do the following command, meaning between this and this router and this router, this network, this one and this one, this network, this router and this router, this network, this router and this router, this network, and this one is, this LAN is that network, and finally the other LAN is that network. Very simple. And make sure that the first interfaces are connected to router to router. All right. So when I click here on the notepad still, we need to configure IP addresses to the routers and the hosts. So we need to configure IP addresses to the routers interfaces and the host devices. Okay. So for example, let's use this network here. When we use this network, the first usable IP address will be 10.10.10.1 and the second one will be .2. When we use this network, the first usable will be 5, the second will be .6. This one will be .13 and .14, .9 and .10. And the subnet mask remains 255, 255, 255, 252. Alright, so let's configure IP addresses to the interfaces very fast to save time. I will start with this router and configure gig 00 and gig 02 and gig 01 and gig 02. Very fast, save time. Okay guys, so I've done the IP addressing to the routers interfaces, right? So I'll proceed to configure host devices. Remember, this LAN here, the default gateway of this LAN is the IP address of this interface. The default gateway of this LAN is the IP address of this interface, okay? So this interface is 10.1.1 and this interface is 2.1. So I did it very fast to save time too. Okay guys, so I've done IP addressing both on the host devices and the routers interfaces. So I'll go back to our notepad and step 3 says that we should configure EIGRP. We should configure EIGRP in all the routers to advertise the directly connected network. So we normally configure EIGRP to only advertise the directly connected networks. That's how we configure dynamic routing protocols. We only advertise the directly connected networks. So for example, on this router here, router 2, we have 3 directly connected networks. This one, and this one. For router 0 here, we only have 2. This one and this one here. So we're going to advertise the directly connected network. So let's start with router 2. Come to CLI and say exit. So the first thing that we do, we make the router aware that it's using EIGRP as the routing protocol. Okay, so we just say router EIGRP. Then there's something different with EIGRP that we didn't do in RIP. It's called the system of autonomous system. Autonomous system is just the domain, the area of application. Okay, so let's say these routers have the area of application or autonomous system number of let's say it's 30. Okay, something like that. You can use your own number. Okay, all right. So autonomous system number is basically used to identify the area of application. Okay, all right. Then we hit enter. Then we say what? We advertise the directly connected network. So the first network is, we just say network is, let's advertise this one, 192.168.1.0. Then there's this concept of wildcard mask. Instead of writing a subnet mask, we inverse it. We do the inverse, and we write the inverse. The inverse of /25. The inverse of /24 notation is equivalent to 0.0.0.255. If you don't understand the concept of a wildcard mask, kindly do more research on it. It's very, very simple. Alright, then we hit enter. The second network that we're going to advertise, let's advertise this one. Just say network 10.10.10.0. The wildcard mask of 0.0.0.0.3. Should I start notation? The wildcard mask will become this one, and you hit enter. Then we go to the third network, which is .4. .4 now there. Then you hit enter. You exit and you do right. We are done EIGRP configuration on this router. So what I just want to copy is just to copy this one. Okay. So let's move to this router. We're going to advertise this network and this network. So just do it very, very fast and exit. And just make the router aware that it's using EIGRP with the autonomous system number of 30. And let's advertise .4 and .12. So I change this one to 4. Okay, you can see they are from neighbors. Okay, with this router here. So another one is the 12. And we hit enter, exit. They were only 2, and do right. So when we go back here, we advertise this one and this one. So I just do it very fast to save time. Exit, router, EIGRP with the autonomous system number of 30. Then the network is that one. Hit enter. You can see it has formed adjacency with 10.10.1, which was the period of this interface. Okay. Then another network is 10.10.10.8. So I change this one to 8. And I hit enter, exit. And do right there. So finally, we go to this router and advertise how many networks? 3. This one, this one, and this one. So when I start here, exit, router, EIGRP with autonomous system number of 30. Then the network is, let me advertise 10.10. It's 10.10.10.8 and 10.10.10.12. So I change this one to 8 first. And you can see it has formed adjacency. This one also should form adjacency. You can see it has formed adjacency. Alright, so finally let's advertise this network, which is network 192.168.2.0 with the wildcard mask of 0.0.0.255. And we hit enter, exit, and do right. Guys, it's very, very simple. And we are done with EIGRP configuration. Pretty much simple. You only advertise the directly connected networks. And how do you do that? First, you have to make the router aware that it's using EIGRP as the routing protocol with a specific number as the autonomous system. Then you advertise the networks using the wildcard mask. You can also use separate mask. Okay, both will apply. Okay, but in this case I'm using the wildcard mask. Instead, you can even use 255.255.255.252 or 255.255.255.0 if you like. Okay, all right. So we want to test communication. Let's say from this computer, which is 1.20, to this one, which is 2.20. So I'm just going here and I say ping 12.168.2.20. Just have to give it some time. It will ping because we configured EIGRP successfully. All right, you can see everything is working as expected. So let's test out. So you can see the path that the packet follows to the destination. The first thing, it goes to our default gateway. Oh, sorry, I wrote 20.20, which was wrong. So I'll write 2.20. I wrote you can see here it's 20.20. Okay, so I'll just corrected it. Now it's fine. You can see we are going from our default gateway. Then we go to 10.10.2 was this one. Then we go to 10.10.14, which was 10.10.14 is this IP address. Okay, then we go to the destination. Okay, all right. So guys, basically I believe this video has really helped me now to configure EIGRP, which is Cisco proprietary routing protocol. And so when we meet next, we're going to do OSPF. OSPF, we're going to do a normal OSPF, a single area, and a multi-area OSPF. Then finally we do BGP. Thank you so much guys. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with friends, and drop a comment below in case you have any doubt, a suggestion, or contribution. Bye and see you again in the next project. Bye.